Right guys, it's Wednesday, so we're going to go through Tuesday sales real quick. Start of a fresh week. Off to start. Not the greatest start, especially what first came through. So the first two that came through, we had some silky dance tights. I think I'm down to my last pair of them now. They went for $4.99. We get like $1.80 on the postage on them as well, but they go as a padded envelope. They're really quick and easy. Definitely should have bought more of these. I had the option, they had a case full. I only bought 4, but Guinness glass, again, $9.99. Free postage though, but they ship for like $3.75, and the 4 cost me like £2.20, I believe. So I've been to good money on them. I just definitely should have bought more. But yeah, when you're starting the week and they're the first two that come through, bit concerning. And this one was my third one, a Babyliss chopstick hair curler thing. I don't really know the women's stuff very well. I know roughly what they are. I know how to sell them, what they do and how you would use them. That's where I get a little bit confused. But hey ho, that was £10. Again, free postage. So those 3 were the first 3. Concerning. Then the next 3, to be fair, were slightly better. They were better. So the next one was a Coco Chanel Paris vaporizing spray perfume. That went for £90, $89.99. Asking price gone. Again, all checks have been done. I'm gonna stop saying that every single time I sell one, but for reference, just so you guys know, I do the proper checks. And out of all the perfume I bought, if you watch that car boot video, there was only one perfume that I went, no, gone. Because when we did all the checks, came up with all the pictures of that perfume, exactly what it should look like, and I could only find one that was quite similar. I'd say quite similar, but I was just like, you know what, like, the hat's a slightly different colour, the horse is slightly different colour. I'm not going to do it. It was the Creed one, if you've seen it. I have actually got some genuine Creed perfume on eBay. So when I listed that one, I 100% knew how to do the checks. So it was like, you know what, it's just a bit too concerning that it's not real. So I didn't list it. So I don't just automatically list it. I do my checks. Then we had a A3 swordfish paper cutter. That went for £15. I like that, easy to post. Now I'm just going to black wrap it and then send it. So that's easy. And the last one, I actually listed this wrong. Okay, I listed it as vintage and it's antique. The difference between vintage, antique and old is 10 to 20 years. Vintage is 20 to 100 years and antique is 100 years plus. This is over 100 years old. It's a Singer sewing machine. You can tell these by checking they've all got a model number, and you can put it in online. If you put in that model number, it's from like 1901 to 1908 or something like that. Can't remember exactly. If you remember the auction where I bought them, I got 2. One is listed as antique and one is listed as vintage, but they've got the same model number. I listed them different times. I rushed listed that one, shouldn't have done it, but I'm right, it is vintage. Problem is, I probably would have got a little bit more than the £31 I got if I've had it as antique, but it's down to spares at least, so at least I'm not going to get it back for it not working. Right then, so Wednesday sales now. Not that many, only 5, but they're not bad. Little things to learn. So we got a Karcher K3 pressure washer. That doesn't work. Completely broke. Took an offer, £19. Again, you can sell broken stuff, spares and repairs. That came from the large bundle. The last one I did, it's like £8.50. So not great margins, especially after postage. But what that does do is if I'd have binned it, instead of everything costing me £8.50, it would have cost me £8.75, £8.90, something like that. Because that bundle didn't have a lot of breakable items for me. It was a lot more jet washers that you can't really sell the parts, as opposed to Hoovers where you can. I needed to try and get the, you know, original investment down as much as possible, and selling broken jet washers does do that, even though the margins are down on it. This came from the original one that I actually got. We had 3 Vax Blade 4s that we broke down to parts. We had 3 main motor bodies listed. That was the last one now. No, sorry, we got 1 more. This is the last one. We had 3 as 1 listing, and then we had multiple other ones. So yeah, that's now down to the last one sold. They all work, they're just sold without the batteries. This is FHI Heat. Missing one little thing there, some slight damage. Hair straighteners. They went for $14.99 asking price. We do all right on the hair care products. They're cheap to pick up, they're cheap to sell. We do all right. Here's one that we actually did slightly better on. This is a classic Carmen's heated roller set. That went for $24.99. Again, oddly, every single thing apart from the cartridge went for asking price, which doesn't really happen. And then we've got 4 of these. They're different. We got 3 Monopolies. We got the original Saga, Episode 1, the Clone Wars, and then we got Star Wars Risk. None of them really go for a lot on their own when you throw on postage and things. So we bundled all 4 together. That went for $34.99. Not bad. Right then guys, so we're on Friday. So quickly going to do Thursday's sales. Only 3 to go through, but they're 3 okay ones. So first one that came through was we had this Karcher K 2.94. I prefer just the standards, you know, K 1, 2, 3, 4, not point blah blah blah. But actually sold really quickly and damaged. It's missing both wheels. That went for $34.99. If it had its wheels, that probably would have been about £50–60 because it's all working. That came from last weekend's bundle. Shifting through those jet washers, don't know tomorrow. I think that's like the 4th one to go out. Something else on that bundle that sold was a Vax charger. This is again for the cordless batteries. This is actually the newer one. So the battery we sold was the older one, earlier in the week, and then this is a charger for the newer ones, which is pretty good to get out the door. You know, we break that bundle off as much as possible, and that is one way to do it. That went for $24.99, and something else that went for $24.99 was these G-Star jeans. The ladies, they're Lynn, L-Y-N-N. They went for $22.49. They were up for $24.99, so 10% off offer. Somebody accepted it. Okay guys, so we're now on Saturday, so we're quickly going to run you through Friday sales. Pretty sure you guys are getting the hang of these videos by now. I'm certainly getting the hang of doing it. There's a word I'm trying to avoid because I noticed when I edited yesterday, and I did 2 videos, I'd say one word a lot. It was doing my own personal heading. Right, anyway, my last set of kids golf clubs that I've currently got in, they've gone. These ones are pretty decent. These went for $47.69. I'm going to assume that I sent an offer out on that. This was from a car boot pickup, I believe, or it was from Bernardo's. I'm not sure which one it is. The problem is I've got 2 of the exact same. It's an Epson XP2 1100 printer. All works, got all its cables, got a couple of inks with it. That went for $34.99 asking price. Did have a message asking if it works with a laptop. The answer is yes. It's got Bluetooth, it's got Wi-Fi, and it's also got USB capability, so there's no reason why that won't work. Epson printers, always worth picking up if you can get them for £10 or less. 10 into 34 ain't great, but you can get Epson do some very expensive printers. I would always say your money is safe with an Epson printer on a £10 gamble, provided they work, which that is the risk you take wherever you get them from. And we got this Karcher K2 pressure washer. It's got the longest hose I've ever seen in my life attached to it. That one went for asking, I believe, £36. That wasn't asking. Asking was $39.99. That went for $36. Then we've got another jet wash. These all came from the same bundle last Saturday. It's on YouTube. Take a look. That is a Karcher KB203. I learned Karcher don't do B. Either the K's gone off it or they just didn't write it on there for some stupid reason. But apparently all Karcher jet washes are K, and then if it says B, it's KB. That's what Google told me, because I'd never seen a Karcher B jet wash before, so I Googled it to be safe. If you're ever unsure, use Google, use eBay, take a look. There was no solds for Bs. I couldn't buy a B203 offline, but then it said on there to put in KB, and then it came up. So anyway, that offer came through at 25, counted to £26.50. I wanted to get it sold, so I didn't want to up it too much, but I didn't want to sell it at that price. That does all work, it's just missing its handle. Quite heavy, annoyingly. Probably got a little bit of water somewhere in it. And this came from auction. Again, I'm pretty sure the video's up. If it's not up, then it will have literally been the week before I started putting the videos up. It's a Balago, pretty sure I'm saying that right, Barago probably, Viper GTS Dodge. That was up for $19.99. I sent an offer out, sold for $17.99. So I gave them £2 off. Not a bad day. We're flying through the jet washes. The main thing I wanted to do this week, the main area I wanted to sell stuff from, was the shed. So guys, Monday, so I've got 17 sales to go through. These are from Saturday afternoon, all of Sunday, and Monday morning, like before 9 AM. It's really good ones. So we've got a Vax battery. That's for the cordless hoovers. It's 4.0. That went for $34.99 all in. Got a full right-handed set of golf clubs. I think the main attraction to that one is a Hippo IQ club. That went for £60, took an offer. Again, full right-handed, male, adult set. They always go, you know, £50 will be your bottom price mark there. And if you was doing 50, you could add postage. I'm doing free. Got 3 of the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger parts. They're remake. They're not the very vintage original ones, but that's the one they're from. Got a newer one, that's a Megazord from Power Rangers again. All them together as a bundle went for £20. Took an offer, we was asking $24.99, but you take what you get. And we got this jet wash, power wash free complete. That all works, it's all fine, it's all tested, it's from Vax. Only went for 40. For one that size you would normally expect to see 50, 60, but the problem is at 50, 60, the relevant Karcher that you're competing with secondhand is actually a much better version, so you're just not overly going to get that. It's quite irritating, but it kind of is what it is. And this one, we love these. Miele Complete C3 Cat and Dog Power Line. That went for £100. That was an offer. I was looking for 135. The offer came through at 100. So just took it. There's all the accessories. There is on eBay, when you do Miele's, just about every single one, within reason, there's a guy that buys them, completely refurbishes them, he puts new parts, he services them, he does everything. He charges about £190 per Miele, so that's kind of the ballpark you're in, where they're basically new, so you can always get them. So for that one, we was about £60 cheaper than his one. And somebody still wanted £35 off, but you know what, £100, I put £350 into the haul of all the jet washes, all those Miele's and a load more, and I would say to you now, I am pretty much in profit. We haven't worked it out minus eBay fees and postage yet. That'll get done sort of towards the end of the week when we get there. You guys will see, as you know, but I'm 99% sure that we're in profit on that. This one came from a Wednesday car boot at Coles, Tassimo style. I think it's the compact one. Yeah, the compact one, coffee machine. That sold in a couple of days for asking price, 30 quid. It didn't take long. I was concerned about that because there was no compact ones that had sold. There was some listed, slightly less, but without box, without anything like that. So we've done all right there. Right then, so we got Lego City. It's kit number 60108. It's a fire rescue sort of kit. It is sort of all sealed inside, it's all new. I said, you know, it's annoying because you can hear it and I can't really get into it properly because of the seals. So I've gone with new, because I didn't want to break them. So $14.99 that went for. Not the most desirable Lego kit, but you know what, it's kind of one of them. I could have held on to it for longer and waited till it was vintage and try and hoped it went up in price. Vast majority of the time with Lego, you're pretty safe to do that. I'm not doing it with Lego. I'll get it and I'll sell it. It came from an auction. It owed me like 3 quid. Guinness glass, my last one out the door. Absolutely gutted. Definitely should have bought more of these. Offer 8 quid. You know what? I paid $4.50. I've sold 3 for $9.99. Take it. Get it gone. Oddly, that one's a gift for somebody because we've had a message. I know another one was a gift because of the feedback I've had, and I know another one I sent was a gift. So they seem to be selling more for, well, 75% of the ones I've sold as gifts. Odd. These went for $17.99. Unbranded knee-high boots. Again, if you watch the channel often, you know we love the boots. They go well, they don't take long to list, they're very good, very easy, very quick sellers. Here's another one that's starting to become a bit more of a staple. Here's a Phil Smith. That's a curler, if I remember correctly from what my partner tells me. But anyway, $9.99, not the best. Again, all works. Going out the door. You know what? Do my bit for the community by picking these up and selling them cheap. Because I don't go for a lot. But hey ho. The majority of the time. Some do. So we've got Flow Clear jet pump. This is for your lazy spas, your hot tubs, your jacuzzis, all that. Just pumps the water around, keeps it nice, clean, tidy. 30 quid, all in there with its original box. So that's pretty good. This one's a little bit annoying. So this is a Murphy Richards fast bake bread maker. So what's annoying about this one is that wasn't sold. I haven't made any money off that at all. You may remember we sold one, I'm not sure if it's earlier in this video or last week, but we got a message last night with some pictures. Royal Mail have smashed the hell out of it. It's all over the place. My screenshots and put them in. So want to return it or get a refund. So okay, yep, fine. I picked up 2 of them. That one's slightly different. It's got a grey frontage. The other one's got a black frontage. This one's slightly newer. That one's slightly older. We was asking slightly more on this one, slightly less on that one. All those annoying differences. So we messaged and we said, look, really sorry. Is it changed like a replacement? Because we got this one. Explained all that. Slightly newer, slightly different colour, all that. Be happy to send it out. This is a standard we'll send it to. And we could do that, and you can have a replacement. And they went, yeah, no, that'd be lovely if you can. Okay, brilliant. Okay, any issues, send us a message. So if Royal Mail smashed that one, I'm going to be fuming. Recently, Royal Mail smashed a few of my things. One of my jet washers was missing a wheel. That was done, but yeah. But, you know, just a tip for anybody, if you've got multiple items of the same thing, work out what's your best option. All in, they cost me £4. So, we're on Tuesday morning, so we're quickly going to go through Monday sales. A little bit under the weather, which is not good, but see how it goes. Some good ones to finish the week on, really. And then after this, we'll do the numbers. So, we've got a 4-piece Daiwa fishing rod, all there for you, if you can see it. If not, I do apologise. That went for £25. That's a repeat customer that I don't actually know what they've bought off us before. So, all I know is they're a repeat customer. I'm going to buy a video in the future about how to get repeat customers and the best way to treat people on eBay and how to actually build your business, but that might be many, many weeks away. At the minute I'm doing one every 2 weeks or so. We got another perfume. This one was Guilty. Had to open it. The woman that messaged me, I know she's a woman, I'm not going to say her name, but I know she's a woman from the name, messaged about it, some concerns she had. I said, look, more than happy to open it, but I'm not going to reduce the price drastically to an open situation if everything adds up inside and if the bottle's full. But I did say I'd be more than happy to knock a little bit off in general to get the sale. That went for £60. It was, oh no, sorry, £65, and it was up for £69.99. So we came to a deal where she got £4.99 off. I don't mind, didn't mind opening it at the end of the day. And we got these, this is the second pair of these I've sold out of 5 I got. These cost me £5 total for all 5. So these were £1 each. These went for 30. That was an offer down from $34.99. Revolution Race. Really good sets of trousers to look out for. All the ones I got were women's. They're all women's. But we're 2 down. It's going well. And then the last one, this cost us £3.50. Ugh. Heavy. It's a JCB plunge router, all working, sold within a couple of days. A listing went for asking price $34.99. Really good thing to watch out for. That is, I will say, JCB tools are rarer in a second-hand market. People tend to stick to the tools that they have. So if you look at the guy Steve that does all the work around my house, he always sticks by Makita. Chris, another guy who does some work around my house, he sticks by Makita. I always buy DeWalt whenever I go and buy tools. I always look at DeWalt first. If they don't have the tool, then I will go to another brand, but I always DeWalt first. And a lot of people do the same thing. They just stick by the tools that they know. So if you find something that's rarer, like JCB tools, there's a smaller market because there's less on there, which means that if you are somebody that sticks by your JCB tools, you're more likely to get the sale because there's less on there. There wasn't that many of them even on eBay, to be honest, and that one was pretty cheap for what they were on eBay. Anyway, right, so the numbers. A lot of assistants here. We're going out to the charity shops in a minute, aren't we? Mummy wanted peace. What can I do? She's got a 6-month-old in there as well, so a little bit difficult. So anyway, this week we sold, our total sales on eBay came to £1,339.93. So that's what we got paid. That was the asking prices, the agreed prices on offers, etc, etc. That is what that was. The cost of all that stock, and again this is only the cost of the items that have physically sold, doesn't include the cost of anything in here, doesn't include the cost of anything else I've bought this week or anything like that, but the cost of the items that sold were £218. A little bit steeper. We had a lot of higher sort of priced items go this week. My eBay fees, so what eBay charged me, £179.42. I don't know, I don't think that's too bad for the service, to be fair. Delivery, now this is something that's really set us back this week. £325.27. And that's for a combination of Royal Mail and Yodel. That's not even all Royal Mail and Parcel Force, that's a combination. Is anybody else's 2-year-old like this? I feel like I've got a really rare one. No, in the comments. The ad fee, very important fee, £19.45. Not much. So anyway, once you take your sales total, you deduct everything off, we were left in profit this week with £597.79. Realistically, that we are going to punch probably around 300 of that back into the business, because the cost of the stock at 218, that'll pretty much pay for the stock for this week, because that is around a week's worth of cost on stock to me. I budget around 300, but I never actually spend the 300, so the cost will come back to me anyway because that's included in it. So I've got that, I'll spend that on stock this week, so that'll cover itself. Yeah, the two that I really need to work on here are the delivery and the cost. That cost could have been a lot lower. Could have got things a lot cheaper. But, you know. Anyway, let us know what you think in the video, guys. You know, in the comments. If you like what you've seen, you want to see more, you want to see more of what we do, we're going out to the charity shops, we can get that recorded, we do car boots. We do all sorts. Like, share and subscribe for more. Anyway.